Hello and welcome to another video on my YouTube channel. My name is Joris and today I'm here with a video about Holcim and the split into Holcim and Amrize. Normally the split is going to happen next Monday on the 23rd of June, and it took a long while because it was announced on the 28th of January of 2024 that they were planning to split off the North American businesses into a separate entity. And that separate entity is going to be Amrize with the ticker AMRZ, and it will contain the 1,000 sites and the 19,000 employees of the North American businesses of Holcim. The rest of Holcim will contain all the rest, so the businesses in Europe, Latin America, Asia, Australia, the Middle East and Africa, and they will have 46,000 employees in total. So you see, Holcim, it was the leader worldwide, and afterwards we will have two great businesses. And me as a shareholder of Holcim, I love the fact that I will get an extra company in my portfolio right now. So the split will be at a 1-for-1 basis. And this means that every shareholder of Holcim will get one share of Amrize for every share of Holcim that they own. And it's actually handled like a detachment of a dividend from Holcim. So there is a coupon cutoff of Holcim, and you will receive, for that coupon, you will receive one share of Amrize. More information, I will put those 4 links into the description down below, but I can go over them shortly. So the first one is this one. It's the Holcim Plans Amrize spin-off for June 23, and everything, you can read everything here. So then you also have the links to these documents, major release in English or in German. So the second link is to the major release in English, and then you have the spin-off of Holcim's North American business to this link. So you can see that the debt financing of 3.4 billion is secured for Amrize and supported by 2 billion credit facility and 2 billion commercial paper program. So that's already happened. Here you can see also all the details of Amrize and Holcim, and then when you go to the details, actually everything is written completely the same as on the previous page, so you don't actually have to click on the media release. And then here on the other link you can see all the information so far, and here you can see that it was the intention to detach the North American businesses on the 28th of January 2024 that set the whole process in motion. You can see the leadership team. So Jan Jenisch is going to be the chairman and CEO. So all the people, you can all check them out with their full biography. The designated Amrize board of directors, you can also see all what you want from them. Full biography is available, so you have a lot of reading material here. I think this page is the most important one because you can go the whole timeline, also check out the media release, and then here the 2nd of June, that's the media release that you can find there. Another important thing is the article on cash.ch that was published yesterday. It was actualized today at 10 before 8 in the morning by Aisha Gutknecht, and I really like this article. It's of course in German, so you can translate it into English with DeepL or something like that, whatever you use, or Copilot, whatever you like to use for translating stuff. I like to use DeepL, but it's a really good article. I liked it a lot. It was really well written and it contains all the most important parts. And one of the things that I'm really wondering is if they are going to put an update here after the trading ends today in how the distribution is going to be of the valuations of both companies. Here you can see the current price of Holcim, so it's now trading down. Now it's 93.62 Swiss francs, but that's just to give an indication of what it is trading at now. The estimate of price, well, I went to Copilot for that. I wrote Copilot actually wrongfully because it's Copilot without the hyphen and the P. But when we go to Copilot, I asked, on Monday, Amrize will come to the market as a split from Holcim. Can you predict the value of Holcim and Amrize after the split and how this relates to the current stock price? So I asked that at 1 hour ago. So it's 94.28 Swiss francs back then. So now it dropped a bit. And then Copilot gave an answer like this. So spin-off mechanics, 100% North American business carved out into Amrize. Holcim shareholders receive 1 Amrize share for every Holcim share held. So dividend in kind on June 20th of 2025. Because at the end of this trading day, the valuation will be determined. So the starting point, it was 94.28. And when you look at the standalone EBITDA of Amrize, but you know EBITDA, that's what Charlie Munger used to call bullshit. So in the shareholding meeting of Berkshire Hathaway of 2003, I will never forget it. He said that when you hear EBITDA being mentioned, you should always replace it by bullshit. So in this case, I also have it in the back of my head when I look at these calculations. They are really good, but I always keep in the back of my head that EBITDA is actually bullshit. Just so you know. And at the close, your pre-split position is effectively one Holcim share, 94.28 Swiss francs. So EBITDA, building materials, US dollar 8.3 billion of revenue, US dollar 2.6 billion in EBITDA, and building envelope is US dollar 3.4 billion in revenue and US dollar 0.77 billion in EBITDA. So total is 11.7 billion in revenue and 3.37 billion EBITDA. And then you calculate with a multiple of the estimated value of the company divided by the EBITDA. Normally has a multiple of 8. So in this category of building materials, it's always between 7 and 10. I like to have it at 8, 9. And when you calculate with a value of 8, this means that the EV-AMZ is 27 billion. The pro forma net debt of the North American business is around to be 9 billion. So this means that the equity of Amrize will be 18 billion. And when you keep in mind that you have 564 million shares of Holcim outstanding, you have to divide the 18 billion by the 564 million shares. This means that you have a valuation of more or less 32 Swiss francs for Amrize. And this means that you will have a price of around 62 Swiss francs of Holcim. Whether or not this is going to be correct, I will still have to watch to it later. But looking at the EBITDA of Holcim and the EBITDA of Amrize, I think this calculation can be more or less correct. So 1/3 goes to Amrize, and 1/3 goes to Holcim. And then I asked, yeah, but what about the EV EBITDA of the remaining part of Holcim? Will it also be around 8, that estimation? And it does the calculation, so you can look at it here, and it says, yeah, it's going to be around 9. So what this means is Amrize is estimated, the the term used is 8. So when the number is lower than for Holcim, this means that the actual number that is used for Amrize means that Amrize is actually cheaper valuated than Holcim itself after the split. But I know here in the article of Aisha, but it doesn't come completely now. There was a value used of 10 for Amrize, and there was then a remaining value of 7 for Holcim. So it's still a question of what the value is going to be of Holcim after the split and what the value is going to be for Amrize. But according to Copilot, and that's what I'm actually emphasizing, it's just an estimation, so it's not completely true. These numbers is just an estimation. So for Copilot says that Holcim is going to be around 62 Swiss francs at the start of the stock market opening on Monday at 9 o'clock here in Switzerland, and Amrize will be noted around 32 Swiss francs. Still to be determined, but the total value will always be around the 94 Swiss francs that it is standing right now at the end of the trading day. Now we are still 1 hour to go in the trading here in Switzerland, so it can still go down a bit to 93. It can still go up to 94 again, but as it is right now, it is at 93.70 Swiss francs. And the future, the first months, they both will be in the SMI and the SLI index. So that's the top 20 companies in Switzerland, and that's the top 30 companies on the SIX stock exchange in Switzerland. And both will contain then 1 share more than usual, so 21 for the SMI index and 31 for the SLI index. And it's only until early September that we then will see how things will evolve for Holcim and Amrize in the SMI and the SLI, because then they will be recalculated and they will again be holding 20 and 30 stocks respectively. And then it will depend on the market capitalization of Holcim and Amrize and their trading volume in the past months, then in September, to see how they will be kept in the SMI or not. I think Holcim will be still in the SMI and Amrize will drop out of the SLI just on the border, I think. So it can be then in the SMIM, but it's all to be seen in early September. Both companies have outlined their business strategy in March, and I've read it and I like the story for both. So Amrize is focused on growth in America and Holcim is focused on growth in Latin America, India and Asia, and is focused on getting cleaner and cleaner production, so of cement. So that is really great. And after the split, it is just a matter of waiting for the first operating year results. So after half a year, and then in March next year, we will see how both firms have performed in 2025. And for me, that's an important marker in order for me to know what I'm going to do. But what will I do exactly? Well, both companies have their registered office in Zug. Although the operational headquarters of Amrize will be in Chicago, their registered office is still in Zug, so it will have no implications for Swiss investors tax-wise as well. So I like that a lot. So this means that owning Amrize will not have implications for us tax-wise from America, because it's then an American company, but the registered office is in Zug. So for dividends, for example, we will only have to pay 35% of withholding tax, and then later on declare that in our tax return, and then we will get the difference back between our income tax and the withholding tax. The split is pretty even valuation wise, so I definitely like that as well. And what I still needed to say is Holcim still holds a lot of capital that they can still just distribute as a dividend. So the dividends from Holcim are not taxed at all because it's a capital distribution and not a dividend distribution, in fact. So that's why when you receive a dividend from Holcim, you will receive it without withholding tax being deducted from it. And that will still be possible after the split as well. So Holcim will still distribute dividends that aren't taxed here in Switzerland. For at least for the first 3-4 years, it will remain like that. I will have around 64 Swiss francs in Amrize, so it will be the least amount that I have invested in a company in my YUH-portfolio, and Holcim will then become my third or fourth least invested company in my YUH-portfolio with 124 Swiss francs in Holcim. So I will be looking out for picking up some of extra shares of both when they drop due to selling pressures. And I know for sure there will be selling pressure because a lot of people, they are buying Holcim right now because they know that they will own two great companies, but they are only aiming for holding one afterwards. So they will sell either Holcim or they will sell either Amrize. And when they drop, and they drop below a PE valuation of 16, I will be looking out to pick them up. And I hope it's not going to happen fast, and certainly not in the first month, because or in the first few days, because on the 25th I want to buy another stock for my YUH-portfolio, so that I own 14 stocks then in total of the 21 that I'm going to follow, because I guess that I'm going to follow 21 shares from the 23rd on. So it's going to be an extra company to follow. And if I don't like what I see for one of the companies that I'm following right now for the YUH-portfolio, maybe I'm going to reduce it back to 20. But for now, I'm going to keep it up to 21 at least until next year in March, April, when we have the annual results of Amrize and Holcim to look at. And with that being said, thank you for watching to this video. Please hit that subscribe video button if you like this kind of content. Hit that like button as well. And with that being said, thank you for watching to this one, and see you on the next one on my YouTube channel. Bye!